Have you ever stopped to think about the fans behind a band? What is it about the music that keeps fans coming back for more? Or is there more? My name is Renae Lipsmeyer, and I am the host of this podcast, The Space Between Podcast, the podcast where we talk about the fans of the Dave Matthews Band. Each week, a fellow DMB fan joins the show to discuss their journey with the band. Welcome to the Space Between Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Space Between Podcast, the podcast where we talk about the fans of a band that has been making music for almost 35 years now. So if you are not familiar with the band that we are going to talk about, we are going to talk about the Dave Matthews Band. So it is really such an honor to have the guest that I do have on this show today. If you've listened to most of my shows, this person is not going to be a stranger to you, but I thought it was really important to bring her on as a guest because now she has some perspective of what this band is all about. She has been friends with me for several years now and has heard nothing but Dave Matthews Band, Dave Matthews Band, Dave Matthews Band. My friend has a podcast about the Dave Matthews Band. It's on her car, it's on her shirt, it's in her home, it's everywhere. And so finally, I got her to a Dave Matthews Band show. Now, if you've listened to this, you know that not too long ago, she actually went to a Dave Matthews tribute band show. We had a blast. We loved it. And so you can look back for that episode. But we finally got her to the real Dave Matthews Band. And that was at Jazz Fest 2025 in New Orleans, Louisiana. So Leah, tell us, we know your name. Where do you live? Tell us something about you.
My name's Leah. I am 39. I will be 40 this year. I am an office trivia winner along with Renae. I love yacht rock. I don't love the heat. I have to wear a lot of sunblock, but I did not get burned in Jazz Fest, so that was great. And I live in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Woo pig suey, right? Now I know that it's important. Go ahead.
I was going to say I do real estate in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So if anyone wants to move to Northwest Arkansas and be with Renae and I more,
come on up.
Even though I feel like I owe people an apology at Jazz Fest.
For what?
Because you and I haven't really talked since Jazz Fest, and here is my thing. I feel like so many people were like expecting like Leah on the podcast, like, oh my God, she's so funny, she's so crazy. But
that's an understatement.
I feel like I was very subdued and kind of like withdrawn. And so some people can say, oh my God, she was super high. Yeah, I was high. I'm California sober. I don't really drink, but I was in New Orleans. But I want to thank Jazz Fest. I want to thank you for taking me because it was kind of like the last little thing I needed to realize, okay, my mental health is not where it needs to be. I felt very like I told you in the car, I don't know how to make small talk with people. And you were like, literally ask them where they're from. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why do I not know how to freaking have a conversation? In nursing, it was no problem. I could have a conversation with old people all damn day. You want to talk the Golden Girls? Girl, what you want to know? But it was like out, and I noticed this at junior league too. I don't know how to make small talk. And it's not that I'm socially anxious. It's not social anxiety. It's more like social awkwardness. How do I, and everyone was so nice and they were so excited for me. And I felt like I was just a bitch. And I'm like, oh my God. So, oh my God. Listen, I don't do well at first impressions, as you know.
Well, I mean, I do know.
I'm much better behind the microphone. I feel like when I'm in front of people, like I'm looking at their face and I'm like, oh my God, are they annoyed by me? Am I talking too much? Am I saying the wrong thing? So I want to say, without going to Jazz Fest with you, without going to New Orleans and, Dave Matthews with you, I don't think I probably would have taken the initiative to find a new therapist this week. And I found a new therapist. I had my consultation today. And I'm like, listen, I feel like I either talk too much and I get way off track and people zone out, or I don't talk enough and people think I'm a bitch or I'm weird. And I go, I know I'm quirky. I know I'm weird, but I'm almost 40. Can I please learn how to how to like talk to people? Um, but to anyone that met me and you're like, oh, she's not what I thought, just know I don't make the best first impression. It's either I tell a really inappropriate story or people just think I'm a weird bitch. Like, so, well, but I also think it's our society now. We live behind our phones, our computers. So when we have to be in person, it's like, hi. And then, like, I'm paranoid. Do I have something in my teeth? Is there a booger hanging out of my nose? Like, are my glasses dirty? It's just a lot of things. So, but to anyone that met me and I let you down, I'm sorry. Give me a second chance. I'm much better the second time.
Yes, she's coming back. She's coming back, and we're going to talk about
Yeah.
that more for sure. We want to talk about like what your experience was at the concert. But let's start at the beginning. Like we decided because we want to save money, and that's the name of the game. Like the more money we can save, the more we can do, right? Just like Walmart says, save money, live better. And that's like all the slogans I
No,
know because I live in
no,
Walmart capital.
no. It's save money, spend
Save
less.
money,
It's not
live
save
better.
money, live better. I
Live
think you're
better.
getting live better confused with Taco Bell. Anyways, you keep going. I'll look it up.
It's possible. Yeah, you let me know because
You
I
go
love
to
the people
Taco
at Taco Bell. Almost daily.
you
Like I told my class today when I was teaching, I was like, the girl at Taco Bell knows me. Like she knows what I
oh
want.
save
Like
okay, you're right. The Walmart's current slogan is save money, live better.
amazing. It's true though. I give Walmart no credit for that. That's not like something they came up with, but they're using it. And it's true. Like if we can save money, we can do more. We can live better. So I'm all about saving money. So we decided,
So we
hey,
drove.
we're going to drive, right? And keep in mind, there's 5 people in this scenario. 5. I have a Chrysler 300. If you don't know what
Which
that
is
is, it's a car. It's a car,
it's
like
a very
not that big.
comfortable car. Well, no. It's a full size car. It's a comfortable car, but we had your husband and sons with us who are all over 6 foot. And then you and I, our best laid plans, we don't mean to overpack, but by God, we overpacked.
We rented a car. Yes, we rented a car, which was totally worth it. So we get to New Orleans. It is all of our very first times, except for my son, who was the oldest. He is 22. He had done a mission trip in 2020 in New Orleans, basically cleaning out storm drains. Oh, yes, you had been there too.
Yeah.
For a short time, but none of us had really spent time in New Orleans. And that was kind of the goal. Yes, we were there for Jazz Fest, but we wanted to soak up the whole city. So while Jazz Fest was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we decided we're just going to go the one day, which honestly for me was enough because it was a lot
Yeah.
of music. It was a
Yeah.
lot of walking. The heat was out. And then that gave us time to really do all of the touristy things, which I was so, so happy about. If you've never been to New Orleans, you got to do it once. I don't
Yeah.
know that I knew what to expect. I'd heard, seen pictures, things like that. I don't think anything prepared me for what happened when we got there. Just it was awesome. I mean, just music everywhere. The food. Let's talk about the food right quick. I'm a total foodie. Leah, I know you are too. The food was just as good as the music.
I don't like a lot of spicy food. Cajun food is not my favorite. I don't like seafood. But we went to this place called Molly's. Oh my God. It's this local place. It's this breakfast sandwich place. I wish that my aunt and uncle could go to Molly's and get me a sandwich and put it on like dry ice and ship it to me. Like,
Yes.
get it to me. It is this place that it is so eclectic and so funky, and the girl that took our order had like this 80s mullet, like she looked like a
It
character
was
out of
awesome.
Stranger Things.
It was awesome.
um the the number we got for the table was a trophy, because I was like, where
333.
was 333, we got 333.
Mm-hmm.
But I got the classic grand McMuffin, and guys, it's a biscuit, and it was a hash brown patty and melted cheese and sausage and the top of the biscuit. And oh my God, I should have gotten two of them. It was so good. It was so good. That was our first real meal, because like we went and got like pizza and like shit on Bourbon Street the night we got there. Um, but yeah, Molly's was
That
so
biscuit.
good.
Shout out to Molly's. If you live near New Orleans, if you're going back, if you're going to this weekend to go to Jazz Fest, because you can, because Pearl Jam's playing this weekend, go to Molly's. Tell them the Space Between Podcasts sent you. They will not have a clue what you're talking about, but you tell them. Say the girl at the Space Between, she went crazy over you guys, and maybe they'll look
I
us up.
knew
I don't
that
know.
place. I knew that place was going to be amazing because they had a shirt with Garfield on it, and our inside joke about Garfield and lasagna, I was like, it's going to blow my mind. But yeah, we went there, and then we went to the Sazerac house, which
Mm-hmm.
that was mainly a Justin thing. I knew he would love it.
It was
Um,
interesting.
it was really cool about the history of it and like the
Mm-hmm.
Prohibition era in New Orleans. And then it was so funny because Justin wanted a certain bottle of liquor, but only one person could. There was like a limit of one, so we basically all shared your husband's credit card, which thank
He was
you.
like, "Who has an
Um,
ID that's over 21? You get a bottle. You get a bottle.
yeah,
You get a bottle."
you
So
get a
we just
bottle.
stood in line.
We had like three, and each like container that we carried had 3 bottles of liquor. So we had 9 bottles of whiskey in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then
Mm-hmm. We sure
we
did.
went on like a trolley or
Yeah, I
a
forgot about that.
streetcar.
She
We
said
went
call
on
it
a
a
streetcar.
streetcar, like a streetcar
Yeah, my
named
aunt did.
Desire. That's what she said. Oh, yes.
It took us through all the historical homes. It was
Mm,
so cool.
it
And it
was
was like a
very pretty.
quarter. It
Yeah,
was
it was so cheap.
so
It
great.
was literally so,
And
so cheap.
then we went, this might have been my favorite moment. We went to the Ritz-Carlton lounge to listen to jazz while Renae met with someone about the documentary, which I'm not going to go into details of that. That's your story. But it was so funny. But we didn't go back to our hotel to change because we were staying down by Boomtown Casino.
Thank
And
God we look
thank you,
decent.
Marty. Thank you, Marty, for the hookup.
Marty McKinney. I don't even know if you listen to my
Marty,
podcast. You know about it. I don't know if you listen, but thank you, Marty. Marty
he
McKinney. He is known in the community, and he hooked us up.
he has such a generous soul and heart and spirit, and it was so much fun to gamble with him because he truly is like, keep going. Marty was really just so great. Like, he was a great tour guide. If
So
you guys
good.
are friends with Marty or like are acquaintances and know him, let him know when you're going to be in New Orleans. He loves taking people around. But Friday, after we did the streetcar and we got to the Ritz Carlton, I was in shorts and the Space Between podcast shirt. You were in shorts and something else.
Shorts.
And, the Ritz Carlton's all, hoy, la di da. And then we went to that rooftop bar, and
Yeah, so
it was
shout out. We
awesome.
met we kept meeting up with people because obviously that's what we do, what I do. I can't say everyone does it, but I think a lot of people do. Meet up with your friends that you've met at Dave shows or online or whatever. And so there was a couple that had reached out to me and they were just intrigued with my podcast and the fact that I was working with the Dave Matthews tribute band because they are just big fans. They actually travel to see the tribute band, which is just,
We're
I
going to
love
see
it.
them in Florida in 2 weeks, right?
We are going to see them them in a couple of weeks, and I'm so excited. So John and Barbara, you guys were amazing. They took us to their
So
hotel,
nice.
which they
So
stayed in the
nice.
Roosevelt Suite, which President Roosevelt stayed
Well,
in. So we go in, we take the whole tour of this house that is a hotel room because multiple bedrooms, bathrooms.
David. No, Derek. Who was God, you gave the tickets to Preservation Hall to Daniel,
Kevin.
David, God, Kevin. I was way off. Kevin, I'm so sorry. But he was just like, whoa.
Dude, his excitement made me excited. He would just
It
like go
was
from corner
so
to corner.
cute.
He was like, I gotta text all my friends. I'm in the Roosevelt Suite.
The rooftop lounge was awesome. That food was really good. John
It was
was
so amazing.
so nice. Barbara was so nice. Um and then yeah, festival. Guys, if you've never been to Jazz Fest, these people have it down like an art. Um we we got in line. Well, Marty had
Marty
people in
again.
place. He was there first thing in the morning. Gates didn't open till 11. I think he easily was there by 8 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
And then he had people running. Like they had it all planned out. We had a great spot. Um, they had a lot of spot open in front of the festival stage that was standing only. Like you could not have your chairs there. So we were right where you could have the chairs, but it was right by a walking path, and it was a dead end area, so you weren't going to get just people constantly. Marty picked a great spot. Um, the people as you're going in, they don't care about being politically correct, about being nice, about being respectful. They are yelling at you. Open up your bag! Open up your bag! It's like, okay, I
I
will.
was nervous.
Like,
I was so nervous.
I was like, holy shit. Like,
I've never had a
they
stranger
wanted,
yell at me in that way before. I was like,
but
okay.
then, like, yet at the same time, they didn't really care.
Not at
Like,
all.
you could sneak shit in and they wouldn't care, but it was like, you better not slow down this line. You get your ass going. And of course, we're in the one line that's slow. It's like, son of a bitch. Like, I wanted to make them proud.
It was
And so
hilarious because we weren't that far behind in getting in, and I'm watching the workers ahead of us because they're yelling. So I'm like looking like, okay, what is it that I need to get together, because I don't want to be yelled at. And I see this dude, he's one of the guys that has to unzip the bags and look through, and he was like, unzip your bags, have your bags unzipped. And then he said the best thing ever. He was like, I ain't doing this all day. I was like, dude, you've been doing it for 15 minutes. What the hell?
not even that.
You are not gonna last.
I mean, he was just done. It was the fourth day. They were done. They wanted a couple of days off. And they had so many people. Like, everything went smoothly. Everything went quick. You weren't really waiting in line. They had private trailer bathrooms for the women, and people working there saying, you can't come in. You're a man. And here, this day and age, you never know, but they were very like, hey, but the bathrooms had they had tampons and pads and Tylenol and ibuprofen and
perfume,
an
deodorant, like what you
AC.
need, they got it.
What you need to feel good, girl. But I mean, and even that line wasn't that long. And I did feel bad when it was all over for the cleaning crew, and they were hollering at you to get out. Get out! Go home! It's over! It's like, I'm not the one talking! But do you remember we walked by a stage, and this one woman's like, she's like the MC. She goes, this ain't your house. This ain't your mama house. Pick your stuff up. Throw it away. It's like, oh my God. I loved it.
Through the microphone for everybody and Jesus to hear. Like, it was loud. She was like, I ain't cleaning up after y'all. Clean up after yourselves. Oh, okay.
I ain't your mama. Ain't your grandmother. I'm not the fucking help. Throw your shit in the trash. Don't be leaving it. My
I'm here to say
God.
people did not listen to her, though. I like
At
her.
the
I
end of the
like her
day,
attitude, but they did not listen.
what you gonna do?
I
But
don't
this was
know.
also at like the little side stages. But guys, if you've never gone, it is nothing like Coachella or stuff like that. Don't be trying to look cute. Well, I mean, when you see on TikTok, like
Like all
people,
the
oh,
fancy dress up stuff.
this is
Yeah.
not a
Like,
fashion show. Put sunblock on, have a brimmed hat, breathable clothes, comfortable shoes, good to go. You ain't trying to look cute. Bitch, you're not
Coachella
gonna
is
look
not in
cute.
New Orleans, Louisiana. Coachella is in
It is
California.
dusty. It is dusty and it might rain. You don't know.
You know.
Don't look.
Welcome to New
The
Orleans.
umbrellas were a great idea.
They were smart.
Genius
We
idea.
did not think of that ahead of time. Well, no, we did because I was like, I need an umbrella, so we just went to the store and got
Oh
like,
yeah, we went to
I think we
Walmart
went
and
to
we had to get
Walmart
chairs.
and we just got
Well, and what was
because that was
so
another thing
funny?
is we
Umbrellas
didn't have
or
chairs.
Walmart?
Well, we didn't
Oh
have
yeah, we didn't have
chairs,
chairs.
and you needed lawn chairs, and so we just had to go to Walmart and get some quick $8 chairs.
And
So we were there all day. Excuse me. We did
yes,
a lot of walking
they
around to the different tents. There was blues, there was gospel, there was I don't
gospel
know what the name of the tent was, but they almost did like, and I don't want to get this
exploration
wrong, but
hall.
maybe like African dances. I don't know if that's the right
Oh,
country, so don't nail
cultural.
me for that. But it was very
Yeah,
like so awesome. They were in like the full feathered outfits,
garb.
and I've got
Yeah,
some videos of that. They were good. They were so good, so interesting, so out of the ordinary for us to get to see. So much
yeah.
culture there. So much culture there. And I appreciated that so much to hear like we say jazz, we think of one thing, but jazz really encompasses so
Yeah.
many different sounds from around the world. And that's what we got at Jazz Fest.
There's just so much to see and so many
Mm-hmm.
places to check out. I'll for sure be going back to Jazz Fest. I had a wonderful time. But Dave came on at 5. And
Which is another beautiful
every
thing about Jazz Fest. They, you've been to festivals, you've done all the festivals, and I have only been to one other festival, which was Bourbon and Beyond. And I loved the show, but I'll never go back because it was not done well. I don't think, in my opinion, it was
you
hot.
can
There was just it
you
was
can
awful.
tell you can tell that they are so pro at this. In some of the tents, they had little hoses that ran across that just misted water. They had lots of tents that, if you needed shade. I feel like everyone was just on top of it nice. If you needed assistance, there was someone you could find.
Very, very
But I did
organized. And so just want to back up right quick. So the wonderful thing again about Jazz Fest is their headliner, meaning the last show of the night, starts at
starts at 5.
o'clock, which is a dream come true for us that like to just chill and like
Yeah.
at 9 o'clock maybe be in bed. I don't know, but like the possibility was there. I didn't, but the possibility was there.
I think we were in bed by 9.
It takes a lot out of me.
Because you and Justin actually had tickets to Preservation Hall, which guys, that's such a cool Preservation Hall is this really small historical building on Bourbon Street. And only like 16 people, including the band, they have their own band there, are in the room, and then everyone else is kind of outside in the courtyard. But it was pretty much figured out that Dave, if not more of the band, were going to be there. And Renae and Justin were able to get tickets for the 11 o'clock show. But they go, I don't think I want to go.
I was
They
so
were
tired.
They were
So
tired. So
and that sounds crazy to those of you that may be listening and know the past of like what happened. Yes, Dave showed up. Yes, Jeff showed up, and Dave sang a cover by Led Zeppelin. And when I listened
Fool
to
in
it,
the
it was
Rain.
so different than what I had heard him ever do. It was just because it's small scale in a small room, like just so different.
And it's the building's band. It's not.
Yeah.
So I think people going, oh, he didn't play a Dave song. The band may not know a Dave song.
That's right. That's right. His music is.
And
is
did you
so
see that I tagged you in the Preservation Hall's post
Yeah,
And then
so many
someone
great
was
pictures.
like, I mean, it's such an intimate thing. I'm glad that you offered Kevin the tickets
Kevin and
because,
Carly. That was, I mean, I knew I was going to have 0% of difficulty in trying to find someone that was going to take these tickets because
yeah,
there were none available. We had gone to the actual preservation hall and been like, hey,
desk.
is there
Yeah.
any tickets available? No, 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 no. Ask around. No, 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 no. Because again, it's a small group of people that get to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, through the magic of Facebook and the Dave Matthews Band fans, someone messaged me and said, hey, I've got 2 tickets, and I bought them, of course, without even thinking. I was like, yes. So we got 2 tickets to the show that night. But when we got done with Jazz Fest, I just, like, I know my limits, and my limits are becoming like less and less and less as I grow older.
Yeah.
But I had hit my wall, and I knew, yeah, no, I agree.
You hit your social limit and then you shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And plus we wanted to kind of get on the road somewhat early the next day. We had a long drive.
A 10-hour drive. It was long, and I'm glad that we did that because knowing what I know now, the drive back was way tougher than
It was
the
hard.
drive
It
down.
was hard.
It was very, very difficult.
It normally is. But no, I I had a lot of people tell me this isn't a typical Dave show, it's a festival show. Is that the normal size band he always comes out with? I guess I just
Mhm.
thought there'd be more like musicians. But
No,
I mean it was cool.
yeah, there's really not that many guys up there.
Tim Reynolds is so short. That was surprising.
The power comes from within, though. He is a
The power comes
magician.
from those
The
hands.
fingers. What can you do with
Um
those hands?
um so that was surprising. Um Dave Matthews' speaking voice was like,
Mm,
oh,
mm.
and please,
He's so
guys, watch that on
country.
YouTube. Watch that, like, watch this on YouTube just to see that my reaction to his voice. Like, um, it's like country, but also I remember you saying he's from South Africa, and so it's like, huh. I
Well, I
guess
don't
when
think he
I
really
like
has an accent from South Africa. I think he's just kind of like picked up a lot of different accents, and now it kind
dialects,
of, yes, and now he sounds very
yeah,
much just like himself, and no one else sounds like him. But yeah,
but
he's
I did love how he when he spoke to the crowd, you want him to keep talking. You want him to you you just feel like things are going to be okay when he talks. And I know you're fully aware of like how I feel politically and how passionate I've gotten about stuff in the last few months. I've never really been outspoken about it. Um I mean, I think after inauguration I cried at one point every day for like a month. But it was something about being there. I didn't realize that Dave Matthews was so passionate about his beliefs and but it didn't you knew what and who he was talking about without him dragging them through the mud. He spoke so well and so powerful, just saying we're all here because we love music. We like you just felt like in that moment that is where you are supposed to be, at a Dave Matthews Band show, taking it in. um I can't wait to go to one that actually has all the lights and to actually have the crowd that knows the songs. I was very, I guess I just always thought that Dave Matthews, I never really knew what each song was about. I never really knew. I was surprised he didn't play more radio hits. I'm shocked he didn't play Crash. But then I could also see where jazz music wise that maybe doesn't fall. Um, I was not shocked that he started with ants marching. That just seems like a. It made me think of the episode of The Office where Nard Dog is at the skating rink and he goes, "No hits, no hits," but then they start playing ants marching. He goes, okay.
Okay.
And then he just kind of, um, but I was really, really hoping for Lie in Our Graves, as you know. Um, but I did not sit down the entire time. But I was I was letting the music move me how the music needed to move me. I was not, and during the show, the 2 hours just flew by. I was like,
So fast.
I wanted more, um, which I know just makes you so happy to hear.
I mean, we all
Um,
wanted more. We did.
I appreciated you telling me like what each song was, because I'm still learning them. I before my next show, I am going to kind of figure out what each song means, what it's about. I don't want to dissect it too much because I know Lie in Our Graves is a beautiful song, but I know it's not a happy song. I mean, it's about dying. It's about, so, and that can be I mean, that's kind of sad. So beautiful just to be, um, I mean, it's a beautiful song about something that can kind of be tragic. So I think I'm learning more about him, especially now seeing him live and knowing that, like, don't drink the water. That's kind of a don't trust your government, kids. Like
They've done some
it's more
shitty
of a,
things.
yeah, like, hey, um, I like that there's a lot of meaning that I still have to figure out. I felt like I wasn't dancing enough for Marty because he kept turning around and like pointing and looking at me, going, "Yeah," and I'm like, "I'm dancing. I don't know what the song's about. I don't want to be dancing like, come on, Frank. I don't want to be
I
uncomfortable."
get it. No, I get it.
But I did get moved to tears during one song, and that was during Gray Street when he did that long, he held that note towards the end, like really long. And I could just, like, even now, like, it made me oh my God, what is wrong with me? It just, I mean, it sent chills over my body. And it was just like this feeling, like you could feel the emotion in it. And well, this took a twist. I didn't expect to get hot eyes talking. And I still don't know what Gray Street really means or is about. Is it a happy? I feel like none of his songs are happy.
I mean,
Um,
it is a happy ending because she kicks out all of the windows and sets fire to this life that she's been trying to get away from. And she finally does it. She gets away and she makes her own way. And so it's a beautiful song, but like the first couple of verses are, trying to pull you into the tragedy that was her life,
yeah.
and then how successful she was in leaving that.
And I think that's the thing. Like I'm understanding it now. It's not just a band like jam band. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just a, you drink, you do drugs, you enjoy it. Um, it's more, I mean, that I guess that's just what I thought. Like people just
Yeah.
go and like there's really no like there's no
Rhyme or
storytelling.
reason.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, just go out there. But now being there, you can see how much the entire band loves it. And this isn't just like, we want to be super famous and do this. It's like, no, they love making music, they love playing music, and you can tell. And I guess I'm a little bit afraid that Dave's going to decide to hang it up before, like, I'm going to be able to hear Lie in Our Graves live. Like, now that is my fear. I feel like Bob. I feel like Bob.
You're never going to hear
All I
it.
want is to hear it live. Am I going to get the, because now, just like everything, I'm late to the party.
That's okay.
but,
You're not late. You're on time, and there's not a bad time to find this band. And I
but
think that you'll get it eventually. That just means you have to do what?
go to more
Go to
shows
more
with you.
shows.
But you know what, guys? Go to more show. But by then, I'm going to know so many of you that what you're getting in this podcast right now, that's going to be normal. Just let me get over my, oh God, what are they thinking about me? I don't know why I care. Why do I
No,
care?
I
But
understand that because I was once there before I knew people, before I was comfortable,
yeah,
before I knew what was going on, because we've all been that baby fan that walked in and go, holy shit, this is a lot of
well,
people that seem to know each other and everybody knows what they're talking about, and I don't know anything. That's hard.
that's exactly what I told you. Like, if I was hanging out with a bunch of people and all we did was talk real estate, you'd probably be like zoned out of your mind. So, and I'm not saying like anyone there was boring. I'm not saying I was bored because I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy to have a seat at the table. It was more of, I don't know what song you're talking about. I would have to look up this song. I've never been to this venue. I've never been to this show. I don't know this. I did catch myself during the show. I wish they would have played at least one of the songs or allowed us to go, woo! Like,
I
but
know.
I don't think
And they
half the crowd would have
sang,
done that.
let's see, I'm going back over the list. They sang Warehouse and didn't give us the woos. That it happens more often than not. But yeah,
Yeah.
there was a
But
couple songs in there they could have participated in.
I think they
Jazz
also knew
Fest.
this wasn't the crowd to really get into it.
No, yeah, because there's a lot
Like,
of people there that don't know who
there's
they are,
so
that
many
maybe
people.
knew about them in college or whatever, But yeah, those
Or
songs,
like new,
maybe
that's also why I thought they would
new
do more
fans.
radio hits
Hmm.
because, you know, but
I get it.
I had a great time. I'm very, very thankful that I was able to go. I appreciate being a part of this trip that you guys took. Um, I like I told you before Jazz Fest, I did set one of my presets in my car to the DMB channel on Sirius. Um, I don't like that Raven song or the not So Raven, that's a TV show, but there's like a Raven. There's
There's
a
a
song
song called
about a
Raven.
bird.
Well, a couple,
That
but
seems
yeah,
very
Raven is one.
dark.
There's some
That
dark
seems very
songs out
dark and
there.
moody, and it may not be one of my favorites because it just kind
You
of
don't have to love them all. You don't.
and I won't because I feel like there's so many. And then, okay, I love this song, but what version of this song do you love? Which live show?
Oh,
I
there's
don't
that
know.
game. I know. And that's a game for later. And I know that you probably heard us doing that because that's something that I enjoy doing. If someone I mean, I'm guilty of it. If someone says, "Hey, do you like this song?" I go, "Yes, but,"
But
you know,
you've been to like 70 shows, 90 shows, 80? How many?
70. So Jazz Fest was
70.
number 70, which is
And it was my number
outrageous. That
one.
It's outrageous. Yeah, we got pictures, so I'll put those up right now if you're watching YouTube.
Yeah.
We took some pictures of like first show and 70th show, so those are fun. I'm gonna frame
I
those for
think
sure
it
and put them in my
was
office.
I wish they could have played longer. I
Me too.
just wanted a little bit more. Cause it's like I also think it's he didn't play the song I wanted to hear. So then it's like, well, maybe I can see where it gets very fun. I I get the sense of community. I Everyone there made me feel so welcome. And the ones that knew it was my first show, they were so excited. I had several people say, "You're making it to the show. Don't eat ice cream." And I was very smart about what I ate, sorbet and grilled cheese, and I didn't drink. And neither the two shall
Thank you.
pass. But um does he always just wear a black shirt? Like that's his thing.
Always. It's just
So
always like black pants and a black shirt.
He's like Steve Jobs with a turtleneck all the time. But I guess it makes sense. You don't have to he changes it with a navy.
Well, sometimes it gets a little crazy and he does like a black and gray plaid shirt. Whoa, plaid shirt Dave. Now, every so often, and this does not happen enough, he will wear a blazer. And I'm like,
Oh. Oh.
okay, I didn't
I'm a
know.
bitch that loves a blazer. My God, is
Woo!
Dave Matthews going to get added to my list? No. The Voice,
No.
I'm all about The Voice. Keith Morrison. Michael
You don't like his
McDonald,
voice?
Paul Rudd. I do not find Dave Matthews' voice when he is speaking to be as sexy as like compared to Keith Morrison or Michael
What if he
McDonald.
said something sexy and then you heard it? I feel like you need a do-over because he wasn't really talking about anything sexy. Has he ever? Yeah. Does he sing about
Uh,
it? Yeah.
okay, well then that's gonna be a game for the next show. Is Leah going to get aroused by what Dave
It
Matthews says?
happens.
Hey
Hey,
guys,
you will not be
it
the
happens.
first or the last.
We were watching the Detroit Pistons play because my boy's a Michigan boy,
Play it. Yep. Yep.
and listen, I'm playing Uno. I'm back to where I need to be on the couch, dogs, and my boyfriend playing Uno. Like we just talked like last week or 2 weeks ago. Like, how lucky are we that we have such great men in our lives that just
I am so undeserving.
I'm so damn lucky. Look at that. Quoting Dave Matthews Band.
What is happening? And you're on a Dave Matthews Band podcast. You just saw them. Like, well, your world is getting shaken upside down.
And yesterday when Dave was making us dinner, we had a nice chicken salad but I was like, I just told Alexa to play Warehouse. And so that whole 7-minute song, Dave was singing to it because that's
What
one
song
of
was
his
it?
favorite songs. We listened to Warehouse because I wanted to do the little do 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 do. I wanted to do a little shimmy, do my little Latin
Oh
thing.
yeah, the little Latin dance in the middle of
The
Warehouse.
little
Well, I don't even know what you call that, but like you just do it. I mean, there's a name for it, but I don't know what it is.
my little. Well, listen, I don't
The
do
only
my
dancing
titty.
I know is like that. That's
I
the
shimmy my
dancing I know.
titties.
We've got the marimbas
Or
built in, or whatever. Some what do you call those things you shake? Nah,
the Morocco,
oh,
the Moroccans.
maracas, not marimbas. That is a thing, but I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, the other day you were like, the cowbells. I'm like, no, you don't shake a cowbell. You clank it.
You hit it. You hit it.
It's like a
ding, ding, ding. You just need more of it, and we need more. No, I want to talk just briefly about the set list. Now, I am not, and you know that this is not the podcast for set lists because there are other Dave Matthews Band fan podcasts that are going to break down every song for you. So
what's that one you told me about? The Davepedia? No.
Oh, the DMB Almanac. Which, if you're listening to this, you literally heard a commercial about them before this episode starts. That's something that we've just started is every week we'll have a new recording from the Almanac talking about what happened this week in the history of the Dave Matthews Band. So
that's so cool.
Super cool addition to the show. I love those guys over there. Big shout out to Rob, who has just been such a big supporter and is now part of the show. But the only song I really wanted to talk about, of course, I went in fully expecting Louisiana Bayou because we're in Louisiana.
Oh, yeah,
he doesn't go to Louisiana that much. He did not do it, but he did do Alligator Pie, which is great. They did sing it last year, so it wasn't super rare, but we were the first people ever of Dave Matthews Band history to hear them cover play the cover Word Up. Yeah.
I don't know words.
I don't even know the words. I don't know the words. Word up. Everybody dance. I don't know the words. But anyways, so that was the first time ever. Never, ever, ever, ever have they done that cover in the almost 35 years they've been doing. So look at you,
It
Leah.
was so good.
You got a first time ever. It was really good. They did a couple of covers, which, again, no surprise with the festival because covers are a way for people to connect to that band. Oh, I know that song. And funny side story, and then we'll wrap this episode up. Let's Dance. Let's Dance. Now, they have been playing that as a cover, but here's what's funny. So my kid, once we got got back home. They went back to college, and he texted me and said, hey, I listened to Dave on the way home, which proud mom moment, because I wasn't for sure where they laid in that. I was like,
Because
but he was like, I love that song, Let's Dance. And I was like, do you now? I was like, okay. Well, I said, well, just some information. It's a great song, but that song is not by the Dave Matthews Band. He was like, oh, well, who's it by? And I told him. And so what did he do right then? He went and listened to the Bowie version and immediately texted me back and goes, nope, Dave does it better. And I was like, you just made my whole day. It's a Mother's Day. Come early.
thank you, Dave Matthews Band.
Thank you. No, thank you to my kid for like recognizing that and like sitting through it.
It was just a great memory for you and Justin to have with them. Like a trip that was,
Mm-hmm. It was.
I mean, yeah, I was there, but let's be honest, I'm always just kind of in your house.
Your
like,
family. Your family.
I mean, I'm there. But it was really cool to hang out with your boys. I hadn't hung out with them that in that length of time.
Yes.
I mean, I love your entire family, but your boys are just so. I was even like, when we were at dinner and I was sitting between them, I'm like, I just feel so safe. like,
they're just the best
like,
kids. Well, Leah, I know that this was not your first time to grace the Space Between podcast. You've been one of the biggest like sideline cheerleaders of this whole thing. And guys, if you've listened to this podcast enough, you'll know that Leah is kind of like the whole reason that the idea of a podcast first came to me. So she's a big part of this, whether she's on the show or not. So Leah, thank you for officially being on the show as a person that is kind of like in their first beginning stages of knowing, truly knowing about the band. And listen, of course, I say this on the show. I say this on the show all of the time. To be a fan of the Dave Matthews Band, you do not have to ever have gone to see them live. That is not a prerequisite of being a fan of anything. Think about how many football, basketball, hockey teams that you like that you never go see. Are you still a fan? Yes, you are a fan.
I love the Chiefs. I have yet to see them in person. I would love to.
I mean,
my goal is I would love to take my dad to a game, but because he's disabled, I would need like I mean, need one
it happens.
Fans to hook me up.
Hey, if anybody's friends with anybody in the Kansas City area, she has a disabled father that would love to go see the Kansas City Chiefs. So if you can make that dream happen, or at least tell us,
he knows all about my dad. Renae has met my dad. She knows him.
Oh, I've met your dad. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I always say, if you listen to this one and you liked it, great. There's almost 200 more. If you listen to this one and you hated it, guess what? There's almost 200 more. And none of them are the same. I can safely say that each episode is very unique because it's different people on the show all the time. I'm the So guys, we're going to wrap this episode up. Here's a few things that you can do for the show. If you're a fan of the show, if you've tuned in more than once, then that means you came back for more. And I'm so thankful that you did. Somehow a small little podcast has grown so much, and I almost have 200 episodes, and that's because people come forward to share their journey with the Dave Matthews Band. So thank you. If you want to be on the show, just email me or Facebook message me, whatever you're on, message me that way and say, hey, I'd really like to share my story, and I'll reach out to you. It's just as simple as that. But if you're listening to this on a podcast app, if you'll just remember, one of the best things you can do for a podcast is to leave a review. You can leave stars, just like you're doing a Google review for a restaurant. leave a review, and that helps pump my podcast out to a few more people that might find some joy in this podcast, or is a fan of the Dave Matthews Band and really kind of wants to hear other people's fan journeys. Here's the second thing you can do. I have a YouTube page. So you think, what? You can watch a podcast? Yes, you can. I do both audio and video. So you can go to YouTube, type in the space between podcasts, and almost all of the episodes are there. When we first started this podcast, I was not doing it on YouTube. So there's some of the beginning that's missing, but for the most part, everything is there. And if you're on YouTube, definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you know when new episodes come out. I also do upload short videos very often, so those are fun to watch, just under a minute videos, just to get you hooked to see who the next guest will be on the show. You never know who it will be. It could be somebody that you know, and you could be in their story, so you never know. Be sure to come back, check it out as we roll into tour season. I start pumping out episodes. I have a pretty good stockpile of amazing fans telling their journey with this band who's almost been with us for 35 years. And we are so grateful. So, guys, until the next episode, peace, love, and Dave Matthews Band.